I have no idea what I'm going to title this video. Hello everybody, I'm Ian with Board Feelings, and this is Board Game Gab, a segment where I talk about anything I want to in board gaming. And today I want to talk about a specific experience I had while reading a rulebook. But first I want to say that I know that writing a rulebook is extremely difficult. So while I am going to be criticizing it slightly, this is not really a criticism of it, it's just my confusion of why it wasn't done differently when so many other rulebooks do it this other way. With that, let's go and get into my specific example while I was reading the rulebook for Imperial Steam by Capstone Games. So, what am I going to talk about? Well, after you get past the literal 6 pages of setup, you get to the part of the rulebook where it tells you actually how to play. And after it gives you some general introductions, it gives you this note after telling you the 8 phases of a round. It says this: note, round 1 skips the first 6 phases and begins with phase 7, perform actions. We recommend reading phase 7 first. Now, skipping a certain phase or segment of a game in the first round isn't super odd, because oftentimes, like in the setup, you will set the round marker to 1, or maybe you flip over an event card or something like that. And so it'll just say, at the beginning of round 1, don't flip a new event card because you already did that during setup. So it's not super odd to skip certain things in the first round, but to skip 6 whole phases, that's a little more odd, especially when there's already 8 phases. You're skipping the majority of them in the first round. So I continued to read thinking that maybe it'd become more clear why those are skipped in the first round. But honestly, after I finished reading, it didn't become more clear. So I'm going to give you some examples of the names of the first 6 phases. It has things like retrieve your main action hands, collect income, train your workers, determine turn order. All 6 of these phases comprise about 1.5 pages of rules in the rulebook. They are super fast. For example, the collect income, you can look at your player board, see how much income to take, and you just collect money. Determine turn order, all you're doing is looking at a certain part of the board and seeing who's first in that turn order and then switching your turn order markers. Retrieving your main action hands, and you're physically just picking up your action markers from the board. These are things that in another game will be part of a cleanup phase. So why aren't these just subsections of a larger cleanup phase? I honestly don't know. So let me go and tell you the other 2 phases. You have the perform actions phase, which is going to be the majority of the game, and then you have phase 8, which is check for endgame / advance round marker, which I get why they would want that to be at the end, which is possibly why they decided to order it like they did, but what they could have done is simply have 2 phases. A perform actions phase and a cleanup phase. And then the cleanup phase could all be clumped together in one section, and the beginning of that would be check for endgame. If endgame has been met, skip the rest of the cleanup. If not, here is the cleanup. Move the round marker, retrieve your actions, collect income, yada yada yada, to give such emphasis to this middle school part of the game. And honestly, when I teach the game and talk about the game, that's how I'm going to teach it. I'm going to say, here is what you need to do to play and take your actions, and then this is part of the cleanup after that. So again, it just seems very counterintuitive to write the rules in such a way. Anyways, it's not really a bad thing. It was just an odd thing I found while I was reading the rulebook for Imperial Steam. So what are some other odd rules that you've come across while reading a rulebook? Leave your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Now go experience many board feelings. I want to thank you all so much for watching my video. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands, of other board game content creators out there, and you took your time to watch this one, so thank you so much. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. You can do that right here. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can click right up here to see more. And down here is just a video that YouTube thinks you may like. So once again, thanks for watching.